Hey there, Skullheads. I'm Snags,
And I'm Ol Silky.
and we got Juan from Insomniac on the episode tonight. I'm gonna let old Silky introduce this cat. They go way back.
Yeah, so Juan is bass player extraordinaire with Insomniac. Juan and I go back probably 92, 93. Um, Fellow Insomniac Mike Morris started at Tower Records. And if I'm not mistaken, he came down from Virginia. Is that right, Juan?
Yep, yeah, he was based out
Yeah.
of Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Okay. Yeah, so he came down and we hit it off at Tower and then met Juan, and they were in a band, I believe, before Novocaine. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, Hyperotic. That's it.
Hyperotic.
Yep.
I could not remember the fucking name of that band. But
Did you guys have a song called Tuna Roma?
That what Novocaine did, correct, yep.
Yeah,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
saw you. I came with him to one of your gigs way back then.
I would say,
Yeah,
Snags, we saw
I
two or
remember that
three.
song.
We saw two or three of their shows.
Yeah, I remember
But
that. I
yeah,
just remember that song. I thought it was hilarious.
yeah, and then they had my favorite. I don't like your dog. That's the one.
That was
That's
another
awesome.
classic.
Fucking love. So it's about a guy who's dating a chick, and she's great, but he just does not like her fucking dog. And I mean, it's a true story. I mean, who I dated a chick who had a cat that was a fucking demon, a fucking panther, would piss everywhere, um, just the whole thing. But no, so Novocaine and would you have knuckle
Brass knuckle
brass
surfer. Yep.
brass knuckle surfer, and these guys just they would play local, and they'd always be like down to Mexico or and I just you'd be working doing your miserable life, and you're like, man, they are always at a beach somewhere, or they just I compliment them on just taking advantage of even if it's for a weekend, or they're always out, you know, discovering something, um, which gotta has to break up the monotony of the day to day, um,
Yeah, absolutely. We do that with Insomniac a lot now. We do a lot of, sightseeing on our tours. With the last tour we
yeah.
did in January, February, we went to, like, all the way out to the West Coast and hit about 9 different national parks. It was amazing, man.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just that's one thing I love that people do. It's easy to get off work and be like, man, I'm wrecked. I'm not moving. I'm gonna hold the couch down, kind of thing. But no, so Juan would play. You guys played in Atlanta all the time. Uh, Going through the years back in the did you do many like local tours, or was it just
Yeah, we
gigs
did.
around town?
I mean, we went as far up to, like, Philadelphia and as far south as, Naples. So it was mostly East Coast stuff, and then we did New
Uh-huh.
Orleans, we did Alabama, but that
As
was about it. As
knuckle surfer, or
both
yeah,
Novocaine and Brass Knuckle Surfer,
oh,
yeah.
that's cool. I really wanted Novocaine to take off. I still have that CD somewhere.
Which
Uh,
one?
the one that had "I Don't Like Your Dog" on it.
Wow, the original one, yeah,
Yeah,
Unity
yeah.
University.
I think that's the only one I had.
Mm.
But so Atlanta Tower. Then I kind of lost touch. I moved out to California, and so when did you guys form Insomniac?
So Insomniac was in the making of a little probably around 10 years ago. Amos, the drummer, and Al, the guitar player, met a while back. They started writing music together, and then they wanted a second guitar player. They were kind of having a difficult time figuring out who. And then I guess Amos played some Brass Knuckle Surfer for Al, and they were like, "Yeah, that's the sound we want." So they asked Mike to come along, and they said, "Do you want to join?" And he said, "As long as I can keep playing my psychedelic sound." 'Cause, he's got that
Hmm.
signature, swell sound
Yeah.
out of the pads, and that carried over into Insomniac. But, yeah, so then it was those 3 for a while. They got a bass player. That bass player sang for a little bit. I think they did about 4 or 5 shows. Then the bass player uh, stepped away from vocals. They brought in a vocalist. Then that was right around the pandemic, and then the vocalist and the bass player left. They asked me to come along. I loved the band. I'd seen them live before, so I joined them, and then we had Van, our singer, join right around the pandemic as well. And yeah, it's been us five up until July when Mike passed on. But yeah, it's been the four of us since then.
So how did you guys just kind of ride the band till the wheels fell off, and then he got in with Insomniac, and uh,
Yeah, well, so with with Brass Knuckle Surfer, that band disbanded. That was probably around 2006 or 7, and then Mike and I were kinda still messing around doing some things with Metal McDonald, and I kinda fell off of music for a couple of years. I started doing tours with a marketing company and was just making great
oh
money, and Mike
yeah,
joined he had a couple of side projects. He also was in Zoroaster for about 3 or 4 years. He toured out in Europe with them and all through the US,
wow,
and then when he got into Insomniac, um, you know, they started doing really well and writing great music, and then when he asked me to come along, I was like, "Yeah." I could only do anything serious at that point moving forward that was really
right.
worth my time.
Well, like you guys always complimented each other, and just I lost touch with you for a while, but it was whenever you'd think of you guys, it was the two of you. It just like, man, I wonder what those two are up to, kind of thing. But Metal McDonald, you ought to tell Snags about that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, so Snags, we'd basically do 3 20-minute medleys of, like, '80s rock ballads, anything from Maiden to, like, Dio to Priest to Motley Crue, but the drummer would dress up and sing like, Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers, hence the name Metal McDonald. So, you guys gotta I gotta send you guys a link after this for we did a
Yeah,
video for Running to the Hills. We're all dressed up, it's got a
oh,
bunch of cameos
it's
in it.
We'll
Have you
link
seen it,
that
Brett?
we'll link that from our website.
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's something to believe. When I remember Juan telling me about it, I'm like, what the fuck? It was you had to see it to believe it, but
It was,
that was
so
good
something
shit.
special.
So
Yeah.
we were talking, and you did mention Mike passing on, and I do want us to get around to talking about that a little bit, as much as you feel like you want to share on that subject. But just as a means of easing into this whole conversation in general, there was a time when Silky and I were convinced we were going to be the next Cohen brothers, right? And that was back around when I went to see you guys, I guess at the Dark Horse or somewhere with him. We're
Well,
all young.
one we
We're
saw
all
them at Smith's Old Bar a couple
okay.
times.
We're all young. We're all in our 20s. We're all idealistic. You guys are gonna, you know, be successful musicians. We're gonna be filmmakers. Somewhere along the way, Silky and I settle for the 9 to 5 routine, and we do a podcast to entertain ourselves once a week. How do you guys are the same age as us, how do you stick with it? You mentioned you diverted off into the conventional world for a while. What has that journey been like, and coming back around to just sticking to this at our age? I'm assuming you're late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, 56 on
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of this
same
month,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, to be honest, man, it's a passion that burns inside you, right? And you can't put it if you're a true musician, you can't just stop playing music. Like those 2 years that I pulled out, sure, I was making great money and everything, but I was miserable, man. I could feel that piece of my soul missing,
You'd
and
compromise.
yeah, and I realized that this isn't for me. I can't be doing this. So when I had the opportunity to join Insomniac, I knew there would be a lot of touring involved. I knew it was a serious project. It wasn't just, oh, let's just play out on the weekends or whatever. So
Right.
in order to do that, though, you got to be really flexible with your time, right? So the four of us are blessed because we all have work from home jobs or own our own businesses. So we're able to travel whenever we want and still be able to work while on the road. I work remote, carry I have like this portable router that I bring with me everywhere so that I can work in the back of the van. Don't have to use vacation time. Try to save that for any European dates we may have coming up. But but yeah, but it's just as far as how do we keep doing it at our age, we don't really know what else to do, man. I mean, that's what keeps us alive. I think if we would all just stop playing music, we really wouldn't be around much longer. It's just, it's that passion that just keeps it going and keeps you young too.
Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
Um, so you've got a 16 date tour with Kal-El. They're from Europe. They have quite a following over there. How did you get on with them? Did you get a audition or did they just tap you?
No, so, they're on the same label as us, the, Blues Funeral, that I believe they have distribution through them, and, when we signed with them, um, the owner of Blues Funeral, Jad, mentioned Kal-El and how it would be great for us to tour together, and our drummer, he's a booking agent, so he set that whole thing up, and,
Hell,
yeah, so, yeah, we've been blessed with that as well.
that's killer. I have not had a chance to check them out, but I've heard a lot of good things. Have you met them
I actually
yet?
have a Kal-El playlist on Spotify, all these stoner doom desert rock
Mhm.
bands. I just got tons of playlists, and when he mentioned that, I was like, "Ah, I've heard of them. I've listened to them a little bit, you know? It's pretty
Yeah.
cool."
Have you met them yet, or that's all
Yeah.
tomorrow?
No, they were actually here because they're playing through our equipment, so when I got here, they were doing a sound check through it. I met all the guys, super nice guys.
Great, that's great.
Yeah, we're excited to do this run with them and then, maybe play out in Norway. They're from Norway, so maybe we can get out
Okay.
there with them or somewhere
Yeah,
out
you
there.
make connections, and when you get over there, you know somebody.
Yeah.
That's always good. Um, but so let's talk about the album. It's got 7 songs. Do you have any stories on each song, or
So I personally don't I didn't write the lyrics, Van, the
oh,
vocalist
okay.
did, but it's the basically the whole concept of the album, it's about, like, a trip, right? Take that however you want, but, like, it's let's call it a journey, right?
Yeah,
In the beginning, you have meditation, that's the person kinda getting ready for it. Then after that, you have mountain, then it goes into snow and ice, then it goes into forest, goes into sea, then desert, and then at the end is awakening when the person and you can kind of feel it. If you read all the
yeah,
lyrics, if you read the lyrics and follow the songs, I mean, it's a great story. And,
yeah,
every time I've heard from a lot of people that every time they listen to the record, it's like they listen to it for the first time because there's stuff that they
yeah.
didn't notice. So it's kind of
It's very much like an onion. It's very layered. The only other album that I comes to mind is that different kind of truth, the last Van Halen record, um, where each time you were like, that wasn't there the last time, and I'm almost doing that with this album. I've played it a lot leading up to today, and it's like a different album every time I put it on. Uh,
that's awesome, man.
but yeah, and it's just I'm getting more and more into it where I'm memorizing parts now. Oh, okay, I know this, and but it really is almost like a Hawkwind record, or uh, I don't want to say Pink Floyd because it's not. Nobody's crying about their dad dying or anything, but
It's
you know,
very, atmospheric, and it's got a psychedelic vibe to it for sure. Yeah.
yeah. Do you see the next album being kind of a concept thing as well?
I I can't speak for it because I don't know what the lyrics will be like, but I know it's definitely gonna have a concept musically, sonically, it's gonna be a little different than the first record, but it's still gonna have that Insomniac sound, and, now that, Van will be playing guitar, he'll be able to incorporate his guitar parts in there too.
His style, sure.
Mhm.
Now is he playing solely Mike's stuff right now live?
Yes, yeah, so that right now, the only songs we have are from this record, but he's learned Mike's guitar parts. We've got a 35-minute set. He did a great job, man. He did it all within, like, 54 days or something. He learned all Mike's guitar parts, and he's doing the best he can to honor Mike's sound, and, hopefully, he's looking down proud of us.
Yeah. Mike passed July 5th, and just somebody you knew for so long. you never thought he would go, so it was tough. I struggled because he had actually reached out to me on my birthday and said, "Hey, happy birthday," and then, I think the next day or the day after, Juan hit me up, said, "Hey, Mike's gone," and I was like, "Oh my god." Um, so that was tough, but, how has the band been doing? Are you is everyone kinda just soldiering on?
Yeah, I mean, so everything happened, really quick. He passed on the 6th, and then, uh, we had a show scheduled on, I think it was the 13th or something like that, and, we were just kinda stunned. We we didn't really know what was going on. It just came out of
Sure.
nowhere, and, but we decided, what do we do about this show? So we decided to, get together the Saturday before, um and try to run through songs without Mike's parts, but, I mean, we were just a babbling mess. So that
Mhm.
next day, I think we played 3 songs, one of them that we wrote that night, just kinda, like, emotional feeling Mike come through us,
Sure.
and then we had a video shoot, like, that following week, that, we were all super excited about, Mike especially, and, we tried to figure out what to do with that, and we ended up making that kind of like a memorial video for him. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen it or not, but, it's, yeah, it was really beautiful. And then we had his memorial on the 20th, and then we had these shows coming up because we had Ripple Fest, so we never stopped, right? We I think the 4 of us being together every day, I mean, we text each other every day, ever
Yeah.
since this has
Yeah.
happened, and, it's just nice to have that support system with those,
Absolutely.
we always have 3 other guys you can go to, so that's the way we've been kind of soldiering on, and then
Mhm.
playing music, and just staying busy, right? So
Yeah.
it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's still there, the pain is there every single day, every time we pick up our instruments, every time we play the music, every time I listen to not just Insomniac, but, Brass Knuckle, or, Novocaine songs, he's there, and you can
Yeah.
feel that sound. So, my hairs are standing up right now, I feel like he's standing right
Mhm.
next to me. But, so that's the way we deal with it, man, is just trying to make him proud and carry on what he loves so much, which was this band, and
Yeah.
every time we play, we always dedicate that show to him, and he's helped us soldier on, I think, because he wouldn't have wanted us to stop or anything. You knew Mike. He'd be so pissed at us if we're like, "We can't do this." He'd be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Huh.
So
Well, it's gotta be therapeutic to, I know people deal with tragedy in different ways. I tend to wallow in it. I wanna just go down into the pool of misery and just wade through it and talk about it, and I think it's a good way to get through it. Some things are difficult, but, life is not easy, and each day is a new day, you just take a few, um you guys are a band of brothers here, and you just soldier through and, getting up on stage and just, work through it, each night, celebrate the man. uh,
that's a great way to put it. That's what we're
and
doing. We're
just
celebrating him.
celebrate the man. But that's some heavy shit, but I feel like it brings you guys tighter together, and you've got a path, and, things are happening. You got this tour, and, I would just not stop, and, hopefully with each record you can get away from that, laptop you gotta lug along with you.
Exactly. That'd be fantastic. Thank you.
What was the recording process like? Who produced the album? Where did you guys record it?
So,
Tell us about that.
it was here in Atlanta. It was a guy, he's by the name of Chris Sampson. He actually recorded the very first Brass Knuckles Surfer record, so Mike and I
Okay.
were very familiar with him. Great guy to work with, but he was so good at, like you were saying, Brett, with the layers on this record. There's he
Mhm.
him between him and Mike and Al, Amos, everybody, but, like, especially Al and Mike, the way that they have their sound, their guitar textures are just amazing, and they complement each other so well. And Mike with just those swells and that beautiful atmospheric sound, and Al ripping through and cutting through with those amazing, almost Middle Eastern sounding guitar solos that he does.
Yeah.
It's just, I love the sound. It's great. And but we did it all in about, I think I want to say it was 3 weeks. C He recorded it and mixed it. We had it mastered by Chris Griffin, and the record was done a couple of years ago, until we got picked up by Blues Funeral this past, February. We signed with them in Albuquerque, and it was just a matter of getting the artwork done, and that was a process because we didn't realize we were gonna get us a deal that quick when we were out on the road.
Right.
But we pulled it together, and then, yeah, and then the album got released on September 5th. They were able
So
to, go ahead, Brett.
so you had the album together. I remember you had come down to Fort Myers when we went to Stet's bar and we were talking about it, and you said it was almost completely done. When it came time to get signed and everything, did you re-record everything, or you had rough demos and this guy
Yeah,
Chris?
yeah, well, there was a recording before. I wasn't on that one. That was with the original bass player. That's kinda how
Okay,
I picked some parts apart from that. But then when we went in and did it, yeah, like I said, it was about 3-week recording process. Then he mixed everything. That was another, I don't know, I wanna say a couple of weeks or so, and then we took it to Griffin. But then we'd been sitting on it for a little while. But, but yeah, but I think I think the timing was perfect, with being able to do that tour in January, February, and meeting up with Chad, and then getting that deal through him. I think everything just worked out perfectly.
yeah, I'd say you gotta work somebody into the band to get everybody gel, and do you feel you're on the same page with everybody now?
Yeah, especially, I mean, we've done, over 50 shows together on the road together, so
Yeah, so you don't
yeah.
feel like the new bass player or anything.
No, not, I mean, I did, in the first couple of years just because they weren't, it wasn't my music that I had written.
Okay,
But now even after the record's done, I keep changing things live, or, adding
sure.
little things here and there. It's
Yeah.
kinda make it my own now, but it's great, when you travel with, 3 or 4 other guys, and you've all got the same goal, the same mindset, and it just all
Yeah.
clicks on stage. And there's those moments where, your hair stand up, man, where you're like, "Oh, man,
Mhm.
we're so in it right now,"
I
Love
love that.
those. Yeah, I love those moments.
Um, so do you have parts on the album that are yours, or you said the songs were older, so are you basically just filling in what was already there?
Yeah, so the album was completely written, Al, Amos, and Mike pretty much wrote that whole album, and then when Jamie came in, he had some bass parts, and then when we re-recorded everything, I threw in my, a little bit of my own stuff here and there, but the music was already written, so I was writing
Gotcha.
around that, as opposed, when we do the new record, I can be a little bit more involved in from the ground first.
What's the time frame for that? You're obviously gonna do this 16-date tour, and
Yeah, we still got I mean, we still have a whole year cycle to run on this record, so I would say hopefully start writing, and we were talking about possibly be right after the holidays, but we go out on the road again February, March, April. So, before the end of next year, I'm sure we'll have plenty of stuff
uh
to work with and start putting the record
well, that'd
together.
be exciting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tell us about the artwork on this album's also very psychedelic. That part does kinda remind me of like a Pink Floyd or Yes a little bit. Remember those Yes album covers?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, tell
yeah.
us about that. It's pretty wild looking artwork.
So that's the ever-looking eye that Om Moksha Ritam. It's like a Buddhist, mantra. Our drummer Amos is really into Buddhism, and, it talks about, like, the universal rhythm, of the universe, and how we can be a part of that and use our music to kinda get people to, be a part of it, the universal rhythm.
Um, I the song that just yeah, I think it was that first lead off single was Mountain, and I love that song so much, but it's almost like one long song, all 7 parts. Just it's not something that you just play one song from. You let it start to finish. You know, it
Mhm.
uh, it is like you say, like a journey. I like to. I've been off the last couple weeks, and I'll just sit on the couch and play it, and it's just phenomenal uh, to hear it that way.
No, thanks, man. Yeah, it's meant to be listened to, like, from beginning to end. Like you said, it's not really like, "Oh, let me listen to this song." You
Yeah,
drop the needle and then flip the
yeah,
side when it's done, but yeah.
yeah. So do you have uh, is the second album already kind of, do you have an idea, or have you not even approached that?
Like I said, I mean, I've heard some of the newer riffs that he's been doing and kinda like the direction he's going, but,
Hmm.
we haven't really put any pieces together. Right now, it's just a
Gotcha.
lot of riffs flying around.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
cool.
I got a question. At the beginning of this conversation, Silky was talking about how you guys, when he was working with Mike at Tower Records, he'd basically hear all these stories about cool places you guys went while you were touring with Novocaine at the time. So if you zoom out and you just look back on your whole life of touring, do you have any cool, interesting stories? Like some of the coolest, or most interesting experiences you've kind of gone
Yeah.
through? Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of them are with Insomniac. Just these past couple of tours that we've done, we went to I think it's called the White Sands National Park out there in out west somewhere. I don't even know what state we're in, but that was amazing. We got some great pictures out of there. Um, we also on this last tour, we did this fluorescent cave tour somewhere in right outside of Austin, I believe it was. But it was amazing, man. You put on like these black lights on your they give you these little black light flashlights, and you walk through the cave and
Headlamps?
shine. No, you got a headlamp, or you have the headgear, but there's no headlamps on it. They give you a little like a black light flashlight, and they have you
Yeah.
shine on stuff. And some of like the crystals or whatever, the rocks down there, if you run your finger on it, it glows for a quick second and then fades out. It
Get
was
the
really
fuck.
trippy, man. Yeah, it was really cool. There were little bats in there. The girl was calling them chicken nuggets because they were like this big, but they weren't. Yeah, but they didn't hang out in pods though. They were just super,
Now this would go
singular.
great with the album. You guys got to go back there and film a video in that cave, man.
Yeah, we took some great pictures in there, man.
That's
Yeah,
the album. Like, I'm blown away by just how, um, you know, s- people put out something, a demo, or so, that's got some cheap ass uh, album cover. The back's got just a few, credits and whatnot. This record has this beautiful front, the eye, if you will, and then you open it up and it's like a lake or something. Um, the record, I got the record through their website, and it's like a turquoise. The colored vinyl is really over the top, but just the overall package is similar to like Hypnosis, like Snags had referenced, uh, Pink Floyd and some of the other bands. I think Zeppelin did Hypnosis as well, but
Well, yeah, Hypnosis were the famous album cover designers that did a
yeah.
lot of those bands in the 70s. You know
But
what you got to do on the next album cover, and this is a completely original idea,
you heard
is
it here first.
yeah.
4 posters, one of each of you, and they all fit together.
Oh
Kiss
wow.
never did that, did they? I don't
No,
think so.
Yeah.
no, no. And some, blood red vinyl.
There you go.
No, but just you had to, when you first got that record. Were you like, holy shit? Look at this.
Yeah. It was,
It just
we were all really excited when it finally showed up on the doorstep, 'cause especially with that, like you were talking about, the turquoise color of the actual vinyl. It's awesome, man, and, like, my
Yeah.
brother sent me a video. He's got, like, some fancy turntable where, like, the lights glow underneath, so it was, like, changing the color of the record from, like,
Oh,
blue to red to
That's
green to
badass.
orange. It was freaking awesome, yeah. But,
how is Al?
he's doing great, man.
Nice,
He's on a little vacation just like you right now.
nice, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so with the government shutdown, uh, I just bizarrely, almost half a year ago, picked October, 2 weeks in October, and it fell right on this whole shutdown. So I'm I'm home, supposed to be using my annual leave, and instead I'm furloughed. So when I get back, hopefully we'll get paid eventually, but all that vacation time is not used.
That's great,
Oh,
man.
So yeah,
nice. That works
yeah.
out for
So
you.
it could, but a funny story about Al. We saw Novocaine at some bar, some place that had pool tables, and Al was actually, I don't know if he plays guitar, but he was going to get up on stage with you guys. And he's there with his then wife. I don't believe they stayed together, but
No, well, yeah, he's been married for over 20 years.
the
So
same
maybe it's
girl.
just probably yeah, he's been with the same he's only got been married once.
Oh, okay, okay, so
Yeah.
they are still together. But they're all there. We're all sitting at the table, and Snags and I are sitting there, and Al's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go up on stage. Just keep make sure she's okay." And because there were a lot of guys around, and we're drinking, and Al comes off the stage. I think he did one song with you guys, or maybe two, and he comes back over to the table, and I'm like, "Hey, man, we were keeping an eye on your wife." And he's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And just like this whole bullshit, like he's like got my shirt, and you're like, "Hey, what the fuck, man?" And it's you and I always think of this because randomly somebody's mom's in the hospital, and you go, "Hey, how's your mom?" And just the way it sounds like you're uh
Tell your mom
creep
I said hi. Yeah, kinda thing.
creeping it
Yeah.
up, and you're like, "No, I'm
That
sincerely asking
that
how's it,"
situation
you know?
you just described is a typical, Snags and Silky situation that has happened millions of times in various situations.
It is
It's
just
like
hysterical,
someone says
and
something and it's misinterpreted and we're about to get our ass kicked. We should just write a screenplay, The Adventures of Snags and Silky,
how
and
to
just
get
add
your
all
ass
the
kicked. Uh No, it was just so funny because, Al, in the next day, he called me at home. He's like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." And I loved the integrity that he had. Like, he didn't know me. He didn't need to apologize. But I remember the humor of it, where you're just trying to tell somebody, "Hey, man, we kept an eye on your wife for you." But the way it came out was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, we've been eye fucking your wife all night, bro." Some shit. But I was touched that he called me. But God, that might have been 30 years ago. A long time ago. But
So we touched on Mike moving down from Virginia, and Mike started working at Tower Records. That's where he met you, right, Silky?
yeah, yeah.
So how did you and Mike first meet? Was it through just you both happened to be in Novocaine and knew some mutual people? Tell us that story about how you and Mike first met and started working together way back
Well,
in the day.
so I moved down from Atlanta, from New York to Atlanta in '93, and I was playing in a band with, 2 other guys, and then we decided to just do auditions for singers, and this is back, way before cell phones and everything. This is like we put an ad out in Creative Loafing, and, he called I got a call from this dude, and he was like, "Hey, man, you guys still looking for a singer?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, come on out." And he came out, and we were just hanging out before he even got on the mic. I mean, we immediately meshed with him. He's just one of those people you can just,
Oh yeah.
just immediately become best friends with, and, before he even got on the mic, I was like, "Oh, this guy's in the fucking band already," you know?
Mhm.
But, so he started, singing, and I think we jammed together for, like, a year, even recorded some stuff, but I think we maybe only done 1 show. But then the drummer decided to quit, and then after he quit, Mike went back to Virginia for I think it was a year, and then he called me a year later and was like, "Hey, I wanna come back down." I was like, "Come on, man." So he came down. I think we were all living in my mom's basement for, like, 6 months, and then he ended up getting an apartment down by Piedmont Park, and then we both got an apartment. We were washing cars at this place
Yeah.
off Roswell Road,
Car
and,
wash.
yeah, car wash days.
Briarcliff.
Yep, yeah. And then, yeah, we lived in Briarcliff, but yeah, so that and then from the second we started living together, it was just, instant, just, love for each other, and we were like Brett was saying, we were inseparable for the past 32 years, man. It was just,
Yeah.
every day I just, wake up, be like, "Hey, what are you doing, buddy?" And that's how the day would
Uh,
always start.
I remember you guys living in a house with Finney and they had a you Snags. You remember I just Goldstein. Where Scott Goldstein lived with somebody
Goldstein. Yeah,
where
yeah.
he lived with the guys that just abused the shit out of him the whole time. They had a guy like that, Dotes.
Let's not talk about his name, but
Nah,
yeah,
okay.
I know who you're talking about.
Uh, but it was just like this party house, and this guy would have to do the dishes and shit, and it was it, it was hilarious to say
Yeah, it
the
was,
least.
unnecessary abuse for him.
Yeah, it was good stuff though.
It was
Builds
fun.
character,
It sure does.
but um,
There
so
there's
let's
so
see.
many Scott Goldstein stories, but they're just not appropriate within the context of this
Yeah, we
conversation.
knew this guy that was just a complete uh, anomaly.
This guy was a nutbag from Chicago. I mean, I don't know. I probably don't wanna go down that side road with all those
No,
crazy stories, but
well,
yeah.
just for Juan's sake, I'm at lunch in the courtyard of our high school, and Scott Goldstein's got a stack of records, and he's doing something, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I'm signing these records, and I'm gonna sell them to this
And
guy."
this is
And
like Beatles records.
yeah,
Like, this
yeah,
guy
He
had
was signing, like,
no
he was signing
yes,
McCartney, Lennon. Oh
he
my
had
god.
yes.
no qualms, man, this guy.
He didn't give two fucks, and this guy that we went to high school with, I can't remember his name, but he was like a rich kid, and he was going to see Dio.
Grant, his name was Grant something. He was this
Yeah,
yuppie. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, total yuppie,
Total dork, yeah.
just right out of like 16 Candles with the car, and he's going to see Dio, and I see him like fourth or fifth period, and he's walking down the hall with a copy of Holy Diver, and he's like, "Dude, I just got a copy of Holy Diver signed." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was there." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, I mean, and but he paid Scott like $200 for this
Mm,
fucking record that he had just signed,
good
you
lord.
know. Yeah, but that was Scott Goldstein. A real sleaze bag, but
One time
yeah,
he was bragging to me that, "Hey, yo, give me 5. I got arrested while applying for a job at Service Merchandise. Give me
Jesus.
5." Like, who gets arrested while they're applying for a job?
Only him, dude. That's good shit. Um, so you guys, you got this tour. Um, is it just nonstop? Are you staying in decent hotels or? Uh,
Really depends on the town. We have a lot of friends all across the country just from past tours, and
sure.
Amos knows a lot of people, and so and sometimes we honestly we just meet people at a show, or like, if one of the opening bands is like, we start talking to them and be like, "Hey, you guys got a place to crash?" And sure, I mean, we've been
That's
pretty lucky
great.
so far. Yeah, I mean, we every now and then we'll get a hotel, maybe I think the most we did was like 3 out of that last 17-day tour we did, but yeah, it's just, meeting people, and that's what I love about it, man. Because I love
Oh
talking to
yeah.
people. I love meeting new people, and,
It's the
it's
adventure.
great.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
absolute adventure, dude. I love that. Um, there's stories of like Paul Diano banging some chick, and it's like freezing cold, and they're all ready to pile into the back of the van. Paul's like, "Hey, you guys," so Maiden gets to crash out on the floor and listen to Paul Diano up on the bed with some chick, but you know uh, it's the adventure. Very envious of being able to. It's like a circus. You get to actually go to the next town, and that's exciting.
Did you ever read,
It
Juan, did you ever read the book Get in the Van by Henry Rollins?
no, my brother was telling me about that book.
That's a
I've never read
great
it, though.
yeah, it's just his adventures touring with Black Flag around the country, you know?
It's an epic book and
Yeah.
Yeah,
really good shit.
nice.
That's another thing, man, these just, crashing at people's pads. You probably have a lot of stories. You should think about writing something, man.
You
All
know,
these years of just
it's crazy that you said that, Snags, because that was one of the last things Mike and I were talking about before he passed away was we have so many fucking stories from the Novocaine days and, you know,
Mhm.
not just the band, but what was going on during that time period. I mean,
Sure.
it's just you could make, like, 3 movies out of it, and we were talking about it, and we were like we started getting some stuff down, like memos down in the phone, but we'd start laughing because it was so freaking ridiculous, some of the shit
Right.
that we did. But, I was talking to a buddy of mine in Detroit who we're gonna see on this tour about that, and I was like, I think I should you think I should still do it?" He's like, "Yeah, man, what a better way to honor him," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's just I don't wanna I don't know if he'd be cool with me telling some of those stories because,
Right.
not all of them are, church worthy, let's say."
Complimentary, yeah.
those
No,
are
but that's
the non-church worthy stories are the best ones, man. Come on.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the
No, the
beauty of that. If you do it in a fictional way,
yeah,
no one but you will know what's, what
yeah,
really happened or what, what didn't.
that's
Uh,
true.
the one house, you guys were at, you had like there was like this, female living there from Texas. She was real crazy. Um,
Yeah.
and we were at Smith's old bar, and Snags and I, and she's sitting at our table, and the whole time she's trying to talk to me, and at the time I was married, and Snags is like doing everything he can to get her on the line, and she would sit there and listen to him and then turn and just start talking to me again. And in my mind at that time, I'm like, this chick is so hot. I was like, dude, you got to get me out of here before I
You
cheat
were
on my
giving
wife.
off the unavailable vibes.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
that's what did it. Yeah.
It was, but yeah, she went to the bathroom and we hit the road because I was like, man, I'm gonna cheat on my wife if I don't get out of here. Uh,
Jeez.
it was, yeah, I mean, she was putting out the scent, you know. She she was basically pissing on my leg.
Jeez.
So, uh, funny stuff. But well, what else? So the second album's just kind of on the fringe right now. Are you guys? Have you thought about any video collection
Yeah,
or any?
tell us about the video you did shoot. Tell us more
Uh,
about
so
that.
yeah, so we've got, 2 there's actually one for Mountain, but I don't know if you've seen
Yeah,
it or not.
that's the one I've seen.
Mhm. And, that one was, we did some kinda, like, live band shots at a place called Boggs Social on the west end of Atlanta. Have you ever been there, Snags? But that's we play there a lot when we do it local. But, so we shot, like, the band playing there with, like, lasers and smoke and whatnot, and then we also shot some footage of this girl walking up and down the mountain, and, I think it was up in the, like, Blood Mountain area up there in Tallulah or
Mhm.
whatnot,
Uh-huh.
and then there's some shots of her in the waterfall and all this stuff, so it was pretty cool, we that was a rushed one too. We did that was all done in one day, all that footage on the mountain, and then all the footage from Boggs was done in one day, and we had this guy, Jamie, just kind of mix everything together. He did a really good job for what was available for him. That was also all that video was also done by the same guy, Chris Sampson, who recorded
Right.
the album for us. Then the Awakening video, which was kind of the memorial we did for Mike right after he passed, that was shot in Atlanta in just an all-white room, and we bought these cool psychedelic gels, like, that Cream and those bands from the '60s used to use in the
Yeah.
background.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we did that, and then we peppered in some live footage of Mike, during his guitar parts and that, and then, just his face pops up in the video here and there, and
Yeah.
we have his guitar set up and, like, a picture of him. It was sorry, man, I got a little choked up. But,
No, it's good,
yeah, it
man.
was,
Yeah.
that was a tough shoot, man, but it came out really well, and I think, we did a really good job of kind of honoring him in that. So
What what I wanted to like, I thought about this probably last week. Playing the record, I almost want to hear it live. Uh, it would be cool if just if there was a way to do like a little live EP or something, um, 2 or 3 songs, or whatever. When you play, do you just do the album start to finish? Do you
That
do
was gonna
any
be my
so
next question. Yeah, with this you got a 7-song record out. What's the
yeah.
set list consist of then?
So the whole record, I think, is I want to say is 47 minutes, but we only get 35 since
Oh,
we're
okay.
Yeah,
opening support for Kal-El. But so we do 4 songs off of it, 4 or 5 songs. But the songs are pretty long. I think the
yeah,
average length is like 6 minutes. One of them's almost 10. I think the shortest song is like 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's Forest, which we're going to be playing on this
chorus,
run.
yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we've done the full album before, 3 or 4 times, and that's always great when we're able to do that. If we play at home
yeah,
and we're headliner or something, we'll do that for the whole set. So hopefully we
sure,
can start doing that, next year after we do a couple more runs and kind of, uh, put in our work and then maybe get to do some headliners.
yeah. It would just be cool. You're on the road, and you maybe get a couple of board recordings, um, and slap together a little EP I just feel like that there was a time, if you go back like the Beatles would put something out and then there'd be an EP, and then and people would collect these EP, Iron Maiden, all those 45s. Um, I have every one of those singles, and they're as like a fucking prize, with my all those Derek Rigg covers and everything. But having it would just be interesting to see if you guys work an EP out or something, if that was something you were even interested in. But
I mean, I don't we haven't talked about it, but that's a great point. I'll bring it up to the
um,
guys.
just especially if only if like you got a tour next year, and you said out to April, and maybe an EP just to keep people interested. Is that your fan base can just turn on a dime, and they're off somewhere. You're like, where'd everybody go?
Yeah, and that's what's interesting in today's environment and climate, right? Is with social media is that's part of the game, man. And I'm an old man, so for me, it's just the old school thing. Like get out there, play in front of people. You're going to do great, but it takes a lot more than that these days. You got to keep people interested. To your point, so that I think on this run we're going to be doing a lot of like updates on Instagram and Facebook of like every day. Hey, here we are at so and so place or whatnot. Maybe
Yeah,
where because we do hikes every day. It's not a national forest, but Amos and Al are great at finding like these awesome like hidden trails anywhere we go. Like I didn't
that's
know there
so
was
cool.
awesome hiking in Alabama, and we found these really
Right.
cool spots. And so those
Yeah.
guys are great. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that because yeah, there'll be a lot of updates.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you guys followed on Instagram and stuff. But you know, even if and like you said with social media, you don't have to maybe release a DVD. You just post, hey, this was us last night at wherever. Uh, but
Yeah, it's
no,
just
I,
hard
I
it's hard sometimes when you're on stage and you're traveling as a band and you don't have somebody traveling with you to record to do those things, you know what I mean?
sure.
But, hopefully at some point, maybe we can have somebody travel with us and do that for
Yeah.
us or make some friends at one of the venues we play at and be like, "Hey, can you
Yeah.
set up this camera? Can you maybe hook us up with a recorder?"
How big is the entourage? Do you have a road manager with you, or is it just the band?
No, so it's just the 4 of us. We do all the loading, unloading, we set all our
Wait,
shit
this
up.
isn't like Zeppelin with the starship and all that stuff?
Unfortunately, no. That would be awesome. But yeah, especially having Amos is great because Amos is like a tour manager, an amazing drummer, and a really good friend, all wrapped up into like this big burrito. And it's funny because Amos happens to love burritos.
Oh, there you go.
He's a huge
Uh,
burrito taco fan. I love
that's
traveling with him
great.
because he always takes us to the best food spots, man. I
Nice.
love to eat, and we all love to eat, but he's always
Yeah.
got some. little treasures and gems that we'd never know about if we weren't on the road with him.
That's what's great about touring. All these different hot spots, or I tell people I'm from Atlanta, and they're, oh, I've never been there. What's it like? I'm like, well, if I were there right now, I'd take you to the Vortex,
Fat
uh,
Matt's Rib Shack.
Fat Nat's Rib Shack. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's places everywhere that
Yeah.
um, and like you said, with the four of you, you've been in bands, so you can probably break a set down pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the point now where we're up in probably 15 minutes and down in 15 minutes. What's up, brother? This is hey, come on. This is the singer from Kal-El.
Hello,
Hey,
guys.
Going on,
how
man?
are you?
Welcome to the Snags and Silky podcast.
Kyle L. If you guys get down to South Florida, Stet's Bar,
Wait,
is a place to play, and
right on.
the Ranch in Fort Myers, really good bars. And then there's a place called Mango Rita's that
That's
they do metal bands every week.
He's
So
giving you
that's cool.
booking tips for South Florida just in case you
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Just in
Uh,
case
We're
you're ever
actually
down
gonna
there.
play in New Orleans on the Holy Diver this tour.
Oh,
nice.
that's cool.
Yeah, on Halloween
Nice.
night.
Yeah, on Halloween
Nice.
actually.
That's
I wish
cool.
I could get
I'm
over
still
there. It'd be
figuring
so
out
cool to-
I'm still figuring out what to dress as. Maybe I'll be a Norwegian. I don't know.
Oh,
Wouldn't
yeah,
that, wouldn't
yeah.
that be scary?
Yeah, some thong underwear or something,
Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we're loading the gear right now, so I'm starting to sweat. My
Right on.
my glasses is starting to fog up, so I can't see you guys. Yeah, I'm the living proof that a singer can't fucking move equipment.
Hey, oh, that's yeah, yeah. You got to supervise. Just
Yeah,
supervise.
you got to say, "Hey, I'm the
Well, I
singer.
do
can't-
supervise. Yeah, you
I
know
can't
what?
touch this stuff."
Yeah. So yeah,
Uh,
we're
Well,
gonna go back to you.
Go get.
right, we'll hit Juan up. Maybe get you on our show. Talk
Yeah,
about
sure. Just hook us up and we'll have a chat. No problem.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'll hook them up with
I was
I'll
telling
hook
them
up with
earlier
you
I've
guys.
got a Kal-El playlist on Spotify, so be awesome to have you on the show.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a good
Right
one,
on.
guys.
metal.
All right.
All right. So Kal-El's on your same label.
Yeah, they're on Blues Funeral, and I forget what their European label is. But
Right.
yeah,
Isn't Blues Funeral run by the cat who used to run like Meteor City or Man's Ruin, one of those labels back in the late 90s? You know?
I'm not sure what had what else he has. He's also the singer for a band called Blue Heron, who's obviously on his label. But
Right.
he's also good because I heard that interview you guys did with the guy that runs Ripple
Yeah.
Music. So him and
Yeah,
Chad and him are pretty tight. That's how we ended up
Yeah.
getting on Ripple Fest. Was Chad gave us like a recommendation.
So I think he used to run. There were a couple cool stoner rock labels in the mid to late 90s, Man's Ruin and Meteor City, and I think, according to Todd, this your label, your current label guy used to run one of those.
Okay.
But,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Todd Severin was so accommodating with his stories and
Oh, he's a total music nut like we are. So it was just like a third Snags and Silky showing up, and
it was it's one of those where the show just goes and you look up and holy shit, we've been going for an hour, and it was just
Yeah.
what I like about our show is if you've never heard of somebody, by the end of the episode, you know a lot more than you went in, looking to know possibly. But I always try to capture that late night conversation around a keg or just chilling.
Yeah.
That's what we shoot for anyway.
Yeah. You guys are easy to talk to. It's just like you said, having a conversation, sitting on a couch.
Yeah, that puts you at ease, and but I'm excited to see this take off. The packaging for the album, I'm just blown away by, because it looks like it costs a lot of money. um, to slap together. But it's just beautiful to look at and listen to the music, and it's it, it's like back in the day when you'd stare at maybe a Yes album and listen to the record. I was never into Yes, so I would have been looking at like Destroyer or Physical Graffiti, something. And but it bizarrely took me back to that, where I'm listening to the thing and staring at the record, and I was like, wow, this is like going back, you know. So,
Nice.
but
I
So
yeah,
gotta
do you
s
so
guys just do you guys just finish a show tonight?
No, we did our last rehearsal tonight, and we're getting ready
Oh,
to
last rehearsal.
load all our
Got
gear
it.
out. So Kal-El was here earlier doing a sound check with our gear to make sure, they didn't just walk in blind tomorrow night in Nashville and be like, "What the fuck is this?" So we let him play through our stuff. Um,
first night of the tour is tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yeah,
Nice.
we do Asheville tomorrow, and then Raleigh on Friday, Brooklyn on Saturday. I wanna say Boston Sunday, and then I know we're off Monday. I can't remember what's after that.
Right.
That's
Well,
awesome.
that's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Sounds much more interesting than working some boring marketing job
Well, it's funny because 'cause I'll actually be doing that boring marketing job tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then I did take time off.
from your laptop. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
correct.
Now, do you got to do
Cool.
like 8 hours on that laptop, or you?
I mean, honestly, it's just I worked it up so where I did most of my like hard work like before we left. So it's just
Uh,
gonna be a bunch of phone call, like, run some calls, do a couple of training calls, whatnot, and then
right.
I'm done. Yeah.
Armchair type shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
It's cool you got it set up like that, and you're
Yeah.
still chugging along. How's the wife handling you being gone?
She's actually pretty excited about it.
Yeah, a
No,
little
I
space.
love my wife. I'm just kidding. She knew what she was getting into when she first met me. I told her, I was like, "The only thing I might ever love more than you is music." And,
Yeah,
she's
being up on stage.
yeah.
I I got the same thing. My wife knows music is. She doesn't quite ask if I like music more than our son, or something like that. You know, but,
Reminds me of those memes where some woman is saying, "You're really gonna have to get rid of all your Kiss stuff that you have," and the guy's like, "You sound like my ex-wife," and she goes, "I didn't know you had an ex-wife," and he goes, "I'm about to."
yeah, yeah, that's funny. Um, just bizarrely, we work Kiss into every episode.
Every
It's not
fucking it doesn't
intentional.
matter. We had a James Elroy noir literature episode last week, and we talked about Kiss. I don't know what it is, a curse.
You wanted
I,
the
I
best,
set I
you
set
got the
out not
best.
to. You know.
That's right.
I gotta say, I'm a little, intimidated being in the presence of, Lil Jukebox and Lil Juice Box
Oh
and Lil Milk Carton.
That's
yeah,
right, yeah.
Wow.
dude.
I heard the
See, you
single
don't
last
tell
night.
anybody because everybody thought little juice box got shot and little milk carton went into Witsec, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
all
They
right.
don't know we're
Forget I
Snags
said
and Silky. Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
Well, you just told them.
Uh, yeah. But sorry, we can edit that out.
Yeah.
No, but
That's classified
it
shit right
was
there.
it was the Lunchables Mafia one.
Yeah.
That's who
Mm.
took
Yeah.
him out.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story. I heard
Uh,
the gunshots and I was like, "Uh-oh, the little juice box did not end well in this
he's
one."
gone. Uh, that's funny shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we
Our
got
our listeners will have no idea what the hell that's about,
yeah.
but
No, we've
it's
got
best to leave it that way, keep it mysterious.
the idea behind Booger Cookie was we were going to do an album called Led Zeppelin 2, and that was gonna be the name of the album. Totally original.
Did you send him our Led Zeppelin 2 album cover?
Yeah, yeah, it's with
It's
the song, I
with the
think.
graphics, yeah. So just for our listeners' sake, we have a terrible band called Booger Cookie. It's it's my rudimentary music riffs with his out of tune singing. And we were basically gonna do an album called Led Zeppelin 2 because nobody's used that title yet. So, it
Yeah,
must
it's all
we should
original.
yeah.
And we did like 7 covers and 2 originals. One being the
rap,
little go-kart.
the gangster rap epic.
Yeah,
Will Juicebox got shot. Yeah,
good stuff. But
yeah.
anyway, I wish you guys all the best on this tour. I'm so excited. I wish I could go with you, man. I just it's just awesome.
Well, we'll be down, in Florida. I don't know the exact date, but it's some I think it's the 2nd week in February, and
Okay.
I believe we're doing Cape Coral, which is kinda near,
Yeah.
Fort Myers, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. What bar?
I don't know yet. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know, but it's
Well,
definitely the 2nd week of February.
as soon as you know, because I in December I put in my time off things, and I can try to get that night off.
Okay.
And you'll have a guy to give the video camera to, and you can
Oh,
There you
get
go.
that
Yeah,
footage. Yeah,
perfect.
I'd do that for free.
yeah.
That'd be fun.
There you
Awesome.
have it.
All
Well,
right.
it's
Well,
awesome, man. Really appreciate you coming on. Obviously, this episode, we already dedicated one episode to Mike back in July, but this episode is also dedicated to him. And
Awesome.
it's really, really cool you guys are keeping his memory alive with what you're doing. Gives a little
Yeah,
extra layer of meaning to the whole thing, you know?
yeah, we're excited to let the world know, that Mike's still with us every night when we're on that
yeah.
stage, man.
One last question: how's the audience treating the music? Do you get any kind of response, or are they just like in awe watching it all unravel?
Or are they
How
just a lot of weed smoke and everybody's stoned or
I mean, I would hope so on that end, but yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, because the first bigger tour that we did back in January, February, or yeah, January, February, we didn't have any music out, so people didn't know what to
Sure.
expect. And the
Yeah.
way our set goes is we play. You'll notice this on the record, Brett, how the songs kind of bleed into each other. So
Yeah,
we don't.
yeah, it's
There's no stopping between songs. We just play. So people,
one
right when
long.
they're about to clap, they're like, "Oh wait, they're doing another song." So they kinda
Uh-huh.
save it for the end, and at the end, it's usually a big, a big,
They're blown
uproar.
away by
Yeah, yeah, and they like it. So we've gotten really good responses, and we're excited now that we have music out, and we're going on the road with Kalel, so be able to play in front of a lot of new faces, and hopefully sell some records while we're out there, sell a bunch of merch, and just meet a bunch of
yeah,
cool people. That's what it's all
yeah.
about.
I would
I think
say
you should mix it up though. Listen to Kiss Alive and cop some of those Paul Stanley stage banters. Just ask people, if they want a little vodka and orange juice or, you know, if they believe in rock and roll, stand up for what you believe in. There's some
right,
good shit in
right.
there.
Yeah, working
Ye
Think
some of
about it.
that.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I would say as you guys play, the songs may even organically become something else. Things get tighter. Things maybe don't work on stage. Have you noticed anything like that, or are you just it's you're locked in when you start?
Yeah, once we start, I mean, as soon as we always open with meditation, and as soon as that opening riff that Al does, everybody just kind of focuses in and
Yeah,
goes on. We go on our own little trip ourselves, and it's great.
that's awesome. The record's really good. Um, I'm really looking forward to where it goes from there, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been out a little over a month, so we're
I
Really.
think
excited to
Silky
yeah.
should ask you about the second album for the 10th time. Just one last
Yeah,
time. Ask him.
yeah. Let's. What are the song titles? Uh, anyway,
Obviously, we're looking
that's it.
forward to more music from you cats. So,
Yeah.
Great.
yeah.
That's good, man.
All right. Well,
Thanks
that's
for
all I
coming
got.
on. We really
Yeah,
appreciate
guys.
it. Keep us
Awesome. Well,
posted. We'll have a show review once you guys hit Cape Coral.
sounds good
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good to know. I'm looking forward to that. So,
for sure, man.
All
Looking
right.
forward to seeing you too.
All right, everybody. We got a lot of cool shit coming up. So, same bat time, same bat channel. Keep it real.
all right. Deuces, everybody.